So I was looking at YouTube Studio, and I noticed in channel content that at some point they added this inspiration button. What that does is it generates AI suggestions of videos to make, and I thought, wow, this is a really stupid idea. But wouldn't it be funny to kind of theorize these hypothetical videos? So that's what we're going to be doing. And we have with us a special guest to join us on this journey.
Hello, I am AzureBrian. I'm kidding. I am here today as well, and these things can be really funny, and I cannot wait to see what it generates from your end.
Yeah, we already did one based on Brian's channel, and so now we're doing mine.
Depending on when these come out.
Yeah, who knows? They might come out at the same time. Mine might come out first. We have no idea. We don't really even entirely know how we're structuring these.
Mine come out months later, maybe. And it's like, we recorded mine first, but it's like, nope, this will get... Who knows? We'll find out.
We'll find out next time on whatever this is.
I was hoping you would have like a DBZ inspiration in there.
I was going to say DBZ, but then I feel like that's played, so I didn't want to say DBZ, and that just completely derailed the entire gag.
Possibly.
I feel like other animes don't say that. Like, they'll have previews of the next episode, but they don't say next time on the show. I feel like that was specifically a DBZ thing.
It was. So our first thing is...
Alright, so I'm gonna click the inspiration tab. And yeah, it generates ideas inspired by your channel. Alright, so... this is a really stupid thing. It has nothing to do with my channel, but it does have to do with my channel in the sense that I once uploaded a compilation of another channel. And so what we've got is this thumbnail.
PB and Jeff's Ultimate Guide to Video Game Music. I love that it's PB and Jeff's than PB and Jeff's. So it's like 2 to 4 different people. Or it's like, it's basically the people's names are PB and Jeff's, and then it's their series, so you put like an apostrophe at the end of that. And so it'd be PB and Jeff's Ultimate Guide to Video Game Music. So it'd be like PBJUGTVGM is the abbreviation for the series. I love that half PlayStation Xbox controller. What the heck happened to that thing? And why is the cable coming from the bottom? It's not the Dreamcast.
So we've got this, which is just a weird thing. I just thought it was kind of dumb, but also kind of funny that it's not my... that it would be, basically it would be trying to come up with a video from the opinions of other people.
It would have been funnier if it said, like, Daryl's PB and Jeff's Ultimate Guide to Video Game Music. So it's like you aimed clonership. Wow. Aimed clonership. Claimed ownership. There we go, of them.
So there's our overview of the video. PB and Jeff's Ultimate Guide to Video Game Music, a comprehensive guide to the world of video game music, is presented, exploring the history, evolution, and impact of this unique genre. From iconic soundtracks to lesser-known gems, this video provides insights into the creative processes behind some of the most memorable music experiences in gaming.
So this idea, is it going into them creating a genre of music? Is it their unique genre? Because...
Is it PB and Jeff making their own genre of music?
Because the only genre of music I could remember is just playing their intro where it's like, PB and Jeff! PB and Jeff! It's like the only thing I know where it has the music in the dead beginning of it and it plays that. That's the only thing I know.
They have a couple remixes, a couple things they've said in certain videos did get remixed into songs. Like there's one about drowning, and there's another one about being saved by Donkey Kong gods.
I didn't see either one of those, and I kind of want to now. So what are we looking at here on this one in particular? Because I kind of don't exactly know how you would explore music through a video other than just playing the music.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. I really don't know much about music. I just thought it was a really weird thing. I was like, sure, I'll just throw that out there real quick.
Like, I know music, I just can't, like, create it. I can listen to the music and, like, get every beat and every sample and all that, but creating it, on the other hand, it's mainly just the kind of, like, style. But I don't really know anything else past that.
The outline for this idea, we've got the birth of a genre of video game music's roots, from Pong's blips to Pac-Man's catchy tunes. Apparently, the entire history of music only ranges between those games. And then just, yeah, the outline is giving me is just talking about the birth of music, building a soundtrack, the impact of music in gaming, and talking about favorite video game music. I feel like the only thing I'd be qualified for with that is talking about my favorite songs.
It'd be more like a top 10, but it's hilarious because it's linking it to Peanut Butter Gamer and Jeff.
Yeah, that's the thing that really makes it funny. The hooks are an intriguing question. Ever wondered how the music in your favorite video games makes you feel? From the epic orchestral scores of Final Fantasy to the catchy tunes of Mario Kart, video game music has evolved into a unique art form that shapes our gaming experiences. Join us as we delve into the world of video game soundtracks, exploring their history, impact, and the creative genius behind them. I don't think PB and Jeff would be doing that.
Not to berate them or anything, but I feel like they wouldn't be qualified to do that either. I mean, they could probably talk about it, but they're more gamers. I don't know if they're music experts. No offense. I'm not really, like, downrating them or anything. Or I'm just saying, I feel like none of us are qualified to talk about gaming music aside from being like, we listen to it. We think it's nice. We can hear the samples.
Yeah. Of all the people I watch on YouTube, I feel like the only one who would be especially qualified for this topic would be Cat Icarus.
Maybe? I honestly, I don't know about that one.
I think he said in one of his really old videos that when he was in college, he actually majored in, like, I don't remember exactly... like the exact subject or topic as he worded it, but basically he majored in like song construction.
So musical theory? No, that's not
yeah,
right.
I think it was something like it was musical theory or something like that. He said it in one of his really old videos. When I think he brought it up because he was mocking music in a specific game, and I think he use that as a point to be like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to music.
Fair enough. I still don't know, like, that, because I don't really, like, I only know, like, one musical YouTuber exactly, and the rest of them are just, like, ones I watch every now and then. But 10-second songs. Like, he, like, makes music from, like, it'll be, like, Frank Sinatra in the style of Linkin Park, and he does it almost flawlessly, like, because it's used as his voice or whatever, because he, like, will sing the song, or, like, he'll do it the other way around, or he'll, like, do, like, genres that don't mix together, or he'll do, like, 40 styles or 50 styles of like, different bands, and, like, for one song, and, like, it's just really good. So, like, he will definitely be qualified.
The only actual music YouTuber that comes to my mind is Smooth McGroove, but that's a different type of music than something like this.
I don't know who that is either.
He just does a cappella versions of video game songs, and every one of his videos, at least that I've seen, has a moment where his cat comes on screen.
I feel like at this rate, this portion of your videos is going to be you sourcing other clips from other YouTubers And like just constantly like music. It'd be like, I don't know this person. Okay, let's put up another clip. I don't know this person. Let's put up a clip.
It could be something like that. I didn't think this was the best idea for a discussion. I just saw it and I was like, I have to at least bring it up.
Yeah.
It's probably because I did a 3-video series of the DK curse, which was all PB and Jeff videos. So I assume that's probably why it gave me a PB and Jeff idea. So I just thought it was kind of funny. But let's see, we have something else which has a little bit more potential. Let's let these thumbnails load. Those thumbnails are shit. I'm going with the first one. So, like you did with yours, I'm gonna give you the thumbnail, and let's see what ideas you have based on this. What you think this video topic might be.
Powering up in some sort of fighting game. Basically how to... It's either RPG leveling up or fighting game, like getting better at fighting games. That's the only thing I can think of is those two kind of ideas. Like something fighting game related, like getting better at it or leveling up in an RPG.
Well, leveling up is part of it. We've got Jogurt's hidden potential. Stat maxing experiment. Jogurt, the most Final Fantasy IV character. It's often overlooked for his potential. This video explores the surprising way to maximize Jogurt's stats, revealing hidden strategies and surprising power boosts. Join the journey as we uncover Jogurt's true capabilities and unlock his full potential in battle.
Okay, so the hidden 6th party member in Final Fantasy IV, Yogurt.
Yogurt.
Oh my god, somebody needs to make a Final Fantasy IV styled yogurt spray.
Alright, so here's the problem. First of all, Jogurt is not from Final Fantasy. But for the hooks, we've got tired of Jogurt being a bench warmer. No, not really. We are about to show you how to turn this seemingly weak character into a powerhouse. Prepare to be surprised as we unveil secrets to maximizing Jogurt's stats and unlocking his hidden potential in Final Fantasy IV. So we've got a video discussing maximizing the potential of a character who can't level up. So his maximum potential would be whatever stat boosting items you can get, and then save state, and then reload until you get the best possible gains. Although, I don't even know if you can use stat boosting items on him. I don't know if that even works.
Didn't you have like a whole video of you beating the game with him?
Yeah, I have 2. But I never. But it's not like I gave him stat boosts or anything. I just had him deliver the finishing blow on the final boss. And then there was the one video on my Shining Force playthrough where I did the gag leading into the Dark Soul fight where I used the Jogurt ring to transform everybody.
I'm just imagining the Japanese Final Fantasy IV box art where it shows like the chibi sprites just lined up. That's Yogurt at the end of it.
Just hanging out with everybody. It's the easy type. It's so easy that you can win with him in your team. All right, I'm looking at the outline. Let's see. The Underdog's Rise. So we've got the Underdog's Rise. Introduce Jogurt, the often overlooked character in Final Fantasy IV. Highlight his seemingly low stats and why many players disregard him. And set the stage for the experiment, promising to explore surprising ways to maximize his potential. I feel like that video would just be an April Fool's joke. Where I'm hyping him up throughout the entire video, and then at the very end, I get to the part where we're doing the experiment to show how to maximize his potential, and just be like, oh yeah, he can't level up.
I feel like what you would also do is like actually have real footage of Final Fantasy IV, and you're just playing through it, and you're like, okay, and this is where you need to get to unlock Yogurt, so you can actually use him in the game. The only issue is he's not in the game, so he just doesn't show up at that point. And you're like, okay, now we haven't obtained him. Now this is what we need to do to unlock his hidden potential. And you just turn off the game.
All right, let's see. What are some of the other outlines? The other outline is unlocking the power of equipment. All right, so equipment is part of it. Analyze Joker's unique equipment options, such as the Genji armor and Mithril sword. Joker doesn't equip anything. Show how these items synergize with Joker's strength, such as his sword. Joker has a sword dance ability, apparently.
I'm just, I gotta. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yogurt, Shining Force. There we go. Images. Here we are.
This is also telling us to explore jobs, how it's important, how job mastery is important for maximizing his stats. Jobs aren't in Final Fantasy IV, but here we can use Knight, Ninja, and Sage to boost his stats.
I mean, technically they are, you just can't select them.
That's the secret. That's the secret to maximizing his potential, because where every other character is assigned a very specific job, Joker's special ability is that he can swap between jobs.
Okay, there we go. Now I just need to do one thing. Okay, perfect. Grab this, copy, awesome. And then go back to here, paste, awesome. And then I need to rotate this. All right, I believe it's width I'm looking for, perfect. And then I need to do this, 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 and this. Okay, and then I take this image here, and then I will do... I need to really play around with it. Oh, this is what I need to do. And I just do for this situation, bring this down, bring this up, bring this back down. Awesome. Then like this. Oh, and
one of the suggested titles for this video is The Joker Power Surge, maxing stats for glory.
Now I just need to copy this part here, copy, and then I need
Wait. I'm sorry, but how is this how is this the one related video for this suggestion?
English fluency training? What? Is it because yogurt spelled wrong?
Maybe, yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, copy. And then there.
There we go. What is that that armor looks... I feel like that armor should look familiar, but it's so stretched to hell and out of context that I'm not sure what it's supposed to be.
It is the Genji armor from Final Fantasy II.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise known as Final Fantasy II.
So there you go, see? There's our proof. There's our proof to the world that Jogurt can equip the Genji armor. Also, speaking of the spelling, I was also given this thumbnail.
Yo!
Ert. The king of yogurt. The pineapple's also a king.
I love that you just get like unrelated thumbnails because of the fact that it's yogurt.
Yeah, at least it makes sense though, because then I also get thumbnails like this, and I'm like, what?
That's yogurt being swirled into a power array. It's getting stronger.
He's being condensed into a black hole, concentrating all of his power into a singular point of mass destruction. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yogurt from Final Fantasy IV. You know, the hidden character. The one that can use jobs. I mean, I know I played as Yogurt in Legend of Zelda, but Final Fantasy IV.
Oh my god. This could be a legit video from us.
Uh-oh.
Give me good thumbnails.
Show me tinning with pinning baby.
Why do all my thumbnails suck?
I don't know.
I'm not getting any good thumbnails except for ones that spoil what the video is by writing it out. Although sadly, I think that is the best one. You know what? Whatever. Next up, we have something that we could, especially if it was fresh on our minds, we could just straight up do this. And where is it? Did not save or open properly. There it is. And I feel like immediately we're both going to be thinking the exact same thing with this. Although I have no idea what's going on with any of the imagery.
Funkly Fantasy 4. The best of dude moments. Basically a best of compilation of Funky Fantasy 4.
Specifically of moments involving dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking it's a compilation of him going, oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like you have the long moment and then every single time it's just interspliced with oh yeah, yeah in between each one.
Okay. This description, though. There's one part of this description. It just made me go, I'm sorry, what? Since when was I replaced? I'm no longer a factor here.
Funky Fantasy 4, the best of dude moments. The best and funniest moments from the Funky Fantasy 4 series are compiled into one hilarious video. Get ready to laugh along with dude. Their serious highs and lows of their journey through the world of Final Fantasy 4.
So you're joined by dude specifically.
I didn't know you changed your YouTube name.
I'm no longer a part of this. So we've got a video where we just are showing highlights. I kind of already did that. I'm sorry. The Azure of Dude's success.
Wait, what?
Under outlines, I've got the Azure of Dude's success. Demonstrate how AzureBrian compliments Dude. Show how his reactions and commentary enhance the humor. Explain how AzureBrian's presence adds to the dynamic. Illustrate the back and forth between the two personalities. Share memorable instances of AzureBrian's comedic brilliance. showcases individual contributions to the laughs.
I love how the entire outline was just like, yeah, so
Explain why Azure's the best part of this series.
Explain why dude is just there, and I'm the best part of the series. Me, the one not even playing the game, and just talking over the parts that I'm supposed to be reading and laughing as I react to it.
Yeah. At least it's right in the sense that I was dude. Otherwise, it would just be you talking and playing with yourself.
Phrasing.
Oh, now this. This should have been the title of the entire series. Right here. We've got Funky Fantasy 4, a dude odyssey.
It's not too late to change it.
Introduced the Funky Fantasy 4 series. Oh, it's an entire series. And its purpose, a comedic playthrough of Final Fantasy 4 with Dude and AzureBrian. Highlight the series' popularity, emphasize viewer engagement, and some of those are my most viewed videos, other than saying a whole lot, but still. Briefly touch on the overall story arc? No. Introduce the main characters and the overarching plot? That's impossible.
What plot? Golb has never passed the mustard, and Fusoya forgot everybody.
I do sometimes revisit the highlight video.
I literally, not to like just toot our own horns or anything, but I literally just watched the Red Mage Log videos today again. Well, video.
Yeah?
Because I wanted to laugh at it again.
It had its moments for sure. I think I've revisited it myself once or twice.
I just love how it's like, it's super serious, but then there's points where it's like, and then he just completely decided to ignore the prophecy and just go off and do his own thing for another 20 episodes. He dragged us into that cave 4 more times.
I know I'm not an actor, so the inflections are very forced, but there's definitely those moments where where it definitely sounds like I'm at that point where I'm just completely done with this shit.
He somehow knew about the Levystone because he heard it from some random person that he talked to at some point where we could have just announced him for a raving lunatic.
And knew that it was here even though there's no indication that it was here. You know, I know it can sound pretentious to say that you sometimes watch your own stuff, but I mean, I made my own stuff the way I did because I enjoy it, so it makes sense that every now and then there might be a small handful that I might want to revisit from time to time.
I still, I have a couple clips of like my own stuff as well where I like that small joke that I made, or I did this, or like throwing a grenade at a wall.
Yeah. So it makes sense. I mean, obviously you're going to like what you're doing and your own stuff, so every now and then, yeah, sure, watch your own videos or whatever.
Or if not, just hire somebody and have them make the best of. Or have your fans do it.
Yeah.
That's a bad way of putting it, but that's what people sometimes do for like big groups that are like huge. I'm not saying that I want people to do it for me. I'm just saying that sometimes it just happens.
I feel like there is some good that can come from that, though, because if it's the fans or just one fan making the highlight, then it's going to have a completely... then I feel like they're going to be choosing a lot of moments that you yourself wouldn't have chosen, especially because when I was making that highlight video, I feel like there were some moments in there that maybe they didn't necessarily make it into the video, but I at least considered. Not even so much because of how funny the scene was, but because of my memory of enjoying, like, editing it together.
Like, I bet if I were to edit Funky Fantasy myself, like do a highlight thing, I probably would most likely pick a lot of the moments where we just like completely lost the plot and just started cracking up. And like all the smaller ones I might just forget about. Even if it was like really funny and I just forgot about it or something.
Yeah.
It just depends on the view, who's watching it. They might remember something and remember that as like a really funny moment. And be like, oh my God, that's freaking hilarious. And I want that moment to be seen. But then like you are like experiencing the event, and the thing that made you crack up the most is the one thing that you're probably gonna remember the most.
Yeah, like if somebody else is doing a highlight reel, they might pick scenes where they might pick some lines where we didn't laugh at all, but they thought was absolutely hilarious while watching it. Whereas when I was doing it, it was focusing much more on what we found funny, which in turn involved a lot of laughing from us in the videos. And if anybody made such a highlight video and they excluded the mustard, I would block them.
That would have to be like in the middle of the video, or at least somewhere close to the beginning, but near the middle, so like it has that audience retention moment, I would say, so they would keep watching.
When I did the highlight thing, I just did it chronologically. I wasn't so concerned about, I didn't want to put too much thought into how I arranged everything. So I just alternated between games and then just did it chronologically through the games.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if
that
you...
was one hell of a project, though. It was so hard narrowing it down because, first of all, I went through the series and watched everything back and just picked all the favorite moments, which landed me with, I think, over 2 hours of footage I then had to narrow down to about 45 minutes.
That's very hard to do. I should know.
Basically, how I did it was I just kept re-watching all the clips over and over again. And whichever clips didn't continue to make me laugh on repeat viewings, I cut out. And I just kept doing it until it was down to about the length I wanted. But whereas clips that, no matter how many times I saw them, I laughed on every rewatch, those were the ones that I kept.
So now that we know how, like, we would have gone about it, I'm going back to the thumbnail and I'm actually looking at that logo, and if it didn't have that weird IL thing, that would have been a great logo. Like, I know it's AI, but still, that would have been great.
It really captures the funkiness.
Yeah, but maybe not the fantasyness, because it's funkily illegal. Like a weird IL thing going on.
No, it's not fantasy at all, but it is just funky.
Let's get rid of that IL, and then maybe.
Now the question is, which character is each of these supposed to be? Like, this purple guy with the staff is probably Fusoya.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Because I know it's like that would probably be Fusoya, but like that one's the most front and center aside from the one on the right, who just gives me Quamp vibes. But the one on the left, that would probably, like, in this rendition, I'm getting that it'll probably be Dude.
Yeah.
Just due to, like, because it's, like, looking directly at it and all that. Whereas the other character's looking more at the logo.
No. The guy in the center below the written logo, that would be Fusoya. Just because he kind of looks like he's not really all there.
I was going to say, that reminds me more of Golbez, because he's in, like, armor-looking stuff going on, kind of.
That could also be Golbez.
I think the upper right might be Fusoya, and then the one next to him is Edge.
Or Tella, the two old men just hanging out together.
Yeah.
Wondering what the hell is all this?
The one
this
that,
is what they see.
The one that's actually next to the one in the bottom right, the guy with the it's like where the arm is, you know, the arm with like the love heart shape thing. That guy right there, that's Edge. The like light blue beam guy. Not the one in the far right.
Yeah, the one with like the one with the thing that looks like with like the brown hair, sort of.
Yeah, and it looks like it has a weird smirk.
Yeah. That's our Edge.
Yeah. And then I don't know which one. The one in the upper left, that's more of a Quamp.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for Quamp, because it's Creed.
And I'm not sure which one will be Kane, honestly.
And the ball above it with the black part that looks like a mustache right above the green guy. That's gonna be Sid. I love how with all the characters we're using their actual names except for Quamp. Yeah, there's Tella, Fusoya, Edge, but that's not Rydia, that's Quamp. The guy you call Edge could also be Kane, and like the thing next to him could be his spear that he's holding.
That's possible.
Now if we had like 1 million subscribers, what we would need is someone to make a ROM hack of Final Fantasy IV with these characters in it.
That'd be stupidly dumb but amazing at the same time. It's funny
And
because
then we would play it.
I didn't even realize I was doing it. The fact that I kept saying Quamp instead of Rydia. I just kind of like was just saying it.
It's just instinct at this point.
Like I'm gonna like LP Final Fantasy 4 and I'm actually gonna get to the point where I have to say your name and I just say Quamp on instinct.
Especially in battle where you're not needing to read it. Oh.
Okay.
Let's see. Related videos. I'm sorry, YouTube. But what are these related videos that I keep getting?
For this?
Yes, for the dude moments. Again, how are these related? I mean, Looney Tunes I can kind of understand because it's wacky. But for most awkward wife swap, is it because of all those moments in Funky Fantasy 4 where dude was calling Quamp his girlfriend and Rosa had to get over her obsession with Cecil?
If they actually went that far into analyzing your videos just to get that, one, that's actually kind of amazing, but two,
they might have.
Creepy.
They might have, because can I find this? There was one particular suggestion. It was the very first time I clicked the inspiration thing, or maybe the second time, just to see what it was. Is that I have this one screen capture. Does this have the thing? Yes. This is a moment that could have been that particular. Because, do you remember, it might be kind of hard to remember, but do you remember when we were talking about various sitcom titles that incorporated Quamp into the title. And we're just talking about various like the names of actual sitcoms, but just adding Quamp to the name.
I think I remember that. I think I do. Not the full conversation, though.
It was like King of Quamp, Sign Quamp, Everybody Loves Quamp, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it was when we were in the cave where you meet Edge, and we were just, and I don't remember how we got to that topic, but we were talking about various sitcom titles and putting Quamp in the name of them for whatever reason. But I think it was when I very first saw the inspirations thing, it suggested this. Quamp's Tiny House Sitcom Pilot.
Quamp's daily life in their tiny house. Viewers will be delighted by their quirky characters and relatable struggle.
Really? Yeah, I don't have any more because I didn't actually click it. I just screen captured all of the ideas that it gave me when it first generated it.
That is really creepy.
Which also included how to build a real-life antlion trap.
Maybe that's why I keep saying missing money, because I must have said missing money at some point. And I kept getting missing money as one of my results for multiple different games.
But yeah, that does make me wonder, like, how deep does this thing actually analyze your videos? Especially if it checks for maybe moments that have a high viewer retention or like the most viewed moments in a video or something.
That's probably what it looks for, because I bet it will take a very, very long time to analyze like your entire video. It'll probably like pick the moments that have the most viewer retention.
So it probably looks like the top moments in like your most viewed videos and stuff like that.
I mean, it is trying to inspire you to do things that people are interested in, so it would make sense.
Okay, so we spent, what, 30 to 40 minutes talking about that.
Yeah, we have. We might have.
And it's giving me another Final Fantasy video. This one dissecting the Zen Shinken area names in Funky Fantasy IV. Okay. I mean, that sounds about right, but we're not doing more Funky Fantasy IV.
That one's an honorable mention at best.
I feel like we could make several videos just reflecting on that freaking game.
Several.
But we do have... where's what I want? That. But we do have one more Final Fantasy thing I want to look at real quick. I don't know if this will be particularly interesting, but I'm mostly curious about the name of this and what it could possibly be pertaining to. Oh, see, now these are some good thumbnails. Finally, I got some good thumbnails. Which one do I want? I actually really like that. I might keep that image.
Sometimes it does generate something that does look nice.
That just looks like a bootleg version of the game's actual title screen. I'll send this one.
Let's see what we're dealing with.
It's
got the Zelda opening chest jingle in my head right now while I'm waiting for it to pop up.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na.
Okay, this is definitely a Chocobo Racing related.
Definitely. It looks like one of the top was those shooting some kind of ice metal thing from its chest.
Either its chest or its shoulder. I love how they're almost all like in default pose.
Freaking T-posing chocobos. Alright, so what we have here And I was mostly just curious. I don't know if this is the best talking point, but I'm mostly just curious about what this means from the title. So I wanted to take a look at that. But we've got a deep dive into the Chocobo GP Maximum Misfortune glitch. The Chocobo GP Maximum Misfortune glitch is explored in depth, revealing its origins, impact on gameplay, and the community's reaction to its discovery. The video dives into the technical intricacies of the glitch and offers a unique perspective on its unintended consequences.
Is that even a real thing?
I've never heard of a misfortune glitch. I do know of a glitch that makes you win races early, but that's not misfortune.
Huh.
I'm mostly just wondering, what would the misfortune glitch be? Like, what would be a glitch that involves misfortune? Also, the community's reaction. What community?
The 4 people that got the game, that played it at some point.
Nobody really gave a shit about the game, and as soon as the battle passes ended, from my experience, the game completely died.
My issue was the whole battle pass system with that game. That's the maximum misfortune, because you had to sit there and play the game non-stop just to unlock Cloud. And it's like, oh my god, I don't want to be doing this game, my god.
Fortunately, the future seasons did significantly improve that. They still kept the battle passes, but they made them a lot easier to unlock the important stuff.
They made it so you can get everything without having to, like, spend any money. And they, like, made it so you could just earn the stuff by playing the dang game. It still had that stupid, like, pass system where you gotta, like, do races versus just unlocking the character. But at least you have, like, a numerical, like, value in order to unlock the character, I guess. But still, that game was rather not great.
With Cloud, though, they still kept Cloud, specifically Cloud, I believe, locked behind that first battle pass until they ended the battle passes completely. I think with the final update, or one of the final updates of the game, they actually added everything from all the past battle passes into the standard store. And also made it that everything you had to buy with real currency in the stores was added to the normal stores. And I believe it was only then when they actually made it so that you could get Cloud outside of having played that first battle pass. Whereas with every other character following Cloud, once the battle pass ended, that character was added to the shop to purchase with in-game currency if you didn't get them from the battle pass.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, at least they made it so you can just, you know, play the game and get everything versus, like, having to spend money. I mean, didn't they make it so you had to buy the game or something? I don't remember exactly what they did, but they made it so you had to, like, I remember they had to do something like that where it was like, wasn't it game free, but then they made it so you had to pay for it?
The game had a free version.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That was a light version of the game that didn't have all of the features. It was kind of like it was basically like an expanded demo that you could get for free, but the actual game itself costed money, and I feel like that was the biggest problem with the battle passes. It's like, there's nothing wrong with battle passes, but I feel like either make the game cost money or have the game be free and have it earn money through battle passes. I feel like the problem is when you try to do both. Making the game cost money to get and having battle passes.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, they re-released the game with unlockables and no microtransactions. They got rid of the light version of the game. They made it so they just ended support and you just buy the game outright and then you unlock everything by doing all the stuff. That actually makes more sense because I was sitting there, I'm like, I remember it like having a paid version, but then they got rid of it because they wanted to at least make money from it because no one was actually paying for it, and the game just was like a complete failure because they had to do a battle pass instead of, you know, making a racing game that had unlockables that you get for playing the game and, you know, like playing specific courses, you know, like the original game.
It also didn't help that it was released on the Switch and was therefore competing with Mario Kart.
Yeah, it didn't compete at all, and the story was like, the acting wasn't great exactly. I mean, they at least kind of tried. It felt like it was like their D team or C team or something, but the game wasn't really great. I mean, I got it. I like played the crap out of it because I liked like the Chocobo racing game. I wanted it to like kind of succeed, but I didn't want to support that model. I did not like it. Yeah.
I played the game extensively. It's my favorite racing game. Because before that, Chocobo Racing was my favorite racing game of all time. And Battle Pass notwithstanding, Chocobo GP fixed 2 of the biggest gripes I always had with the original. Which was that the character's abilities could be swapped. I much prefer having character abilities tied to the characters. I never liked how in the original you could choose a character and then choose an ability that wasn't attached to them. And I also liked how the new one diversified the spells. I feel like so many of the spells in the original game felt like they effectively all did the same thing. At least with a lot of the attacking spells. So I think the new one did that a lot better.
I just find it neat. I mean, the fact that they made a quote-unquote offline version in a sense, at least they did that, because if they did kill the game, but they didn't kill it at least, which honestly more companies need to do. They need to make offline versions of the games after they sunset.
Yeah. I mean, the game still exists, and you can still play it online. It still has all the online modes. It's just good luck finding anybody, because as soon as the battle passes ended, I swear all I was finding online were CPUs, with maybe an occasional player every now and then.
I mean, at least it gives you CPUs, at least.
Yeah, but they're terrible.
Yeah, but it's still racers. I mean, at least it's not like Mario Kart World where you're sitting there, it's like, oh, the net play is just so bad that you're playing that 24-player race thing, and you get first place, but the game decided you're 12th for some reason. That's been a thing lately.
Yeah. I did have some weird things happen in Chocobo GP because of online, though. But that was usually things where, like... That was usually things where, like, you would blast somebody with a spell or something, and it wouldn't hit them, or it would have a weird effect when hitting them because they're not actually where you see them.
It could have just been so much more.
Yeah.
And that's the maximum misfortune.
Yeah. But this glitch sounds really interesting with the hooks, especially the shocking statement. This glitch in Chocobo GP isn't just a bug, it's a full-blown chaos generator. Discover how maximum misfortune turns the game on its head and what happened when players exploited its power. Now that sounds fun. That makes me wish it was a real thing.
It sounds like they just inputted a randomizer into a racer.
Or made a, like, Chocobo GP Chaos Edition.
So, like, oh my god.
Like that Kaze Emanuar guy did with Mario 64.
That would be cool if they did that in Racer. It'd be kind of annoying at times, but it'd be fun. Like, you're just suddenly in first, and then you, quote-unquote, get blue-shelled, but you didn't get blue-shelled. You just kind of died and got sent to, like, 12th place or something.
You get blue-shelled, but every time you get hit by an item, it has a random effect, so you run into a banana peel and it blue-shells you. Also exploding everybody else around you in the process.
They should do it like sort of like F-Zero, but Mario Kart at the same time, where you have lives and health. So it's like, oh, you blew up, but you have 2 more lives. You get a chaos generator where it just shuffles everybody's lives into like Bowser Shuffle, where it just averages out everybody's lives. I find it funny that I'm sitting there using Mario Party and Mario Kart analogies to explain things because it's like it's the easiest way of going about it.
Yeah, and more people will understand that. You start actually using the game in question for examples, and nobody's gonna know. Nobody played this fucking game.
Except for you and me and maybe 2 other people.
I feel like I tend to like a lot of games, though, that other people don't like. Or at least don't give a chance. Like Metroid Prime Federation Force. We played through that whole game. And that was a good game, but nobody gave a shit.
Because it wasn't you playing as Samus.
So
to be
here
fair,
in the outline...
Okay, you go.
So here in the outline, we have one of the topics is the developer's response and the future. Which is suggesting that we analyze Square Enix's response to the Maximum Misfortune glitch. Have they addressed it yet? No. Discuss potential solutions, patches, updates, or even permanent removal. Let me tell you, if it is as hype as this hook is suggesting, with it being a chaos generator, I don't think I want it removed. And then lastly, consider the future of the game. Will the Maximum Misfortune glitch be a long-term issue? The game has no future.
The game's future is gone.
I still might pop it in every now and then, though, to do a few races with the CPUs, but that's about it.
The future refused to change.
Yeah, it's sad. Especially because it likely killed any possibility of there ever being a third game in the series.
I mean, at least they're still doing other Chocobo-related stuff, as far as I'm aware. I can't remember if the Fables remaster came out before or after.
I think that was before.
Let's find out.
Yeah, one of the thumbnails was this, and I'm just like, that's just a bootleg version of like the normal title screen.
Let's see, March 10th was for Chocobo GP, and then everybody release date. Let me put Chocobo because I got like some weird thing. 2019. Oh yeah, that was 3 years before it. Wow. Oh wow. That's the third game. Chocobo GGP. Chocobo Grander Grand Prix.
This time he ditches the rocket shoes and just runs.
So like the racing in 7.
Yeah. Although, honestly, that's not the worst Chocobo drawing I've ever seen.
Aside from the weird back claw.
And even has little glitch marks to suit the topic.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, it really, looking at that posture and its face, it really doesn't look like it's racing. It looks like it's just on a casual stroll.
I just hear like the The thing is though, it's the original Final Fantasy 2 one, so it doesn't have the next part of it.
So that's
so
the whole song.
And so it's just
Yeah, I beat Final Fantasy 2 twice, and I never found where the Chocobos are.
Wow.
I think I looked it up, and it's like in this out-of-the-way forest that you never have to walk past.
Yeah, that's about right. Like, you really don't need them in that game.
I think it's near one of the... I think it's, like, rather close to one of the major story places, but it's off the beaten path. Like, you have to go out of your way to actually get there, as opposed to just walking the straight path from point A to point B.
That sounds about right. I just can't quite remember. It's been a while.
I feel like it would be more likely to encounter if you didn't have an in-game map. because then you might just wind up in that area while trying to figure out how to get to your next destination.
And then you just get there faster because you're on a chocobo.
Yeah. Except I feel like you don't really want to use chocobos in that game because the game is such a grind that you probably want to be getting in random battles as you go. Also, what the hell is this?
That is an upside down chocobo with 2 beaks with lightning coming out of its butt. It's like glitchy. And it's like breaking out of its car.
This is the most AI image I think we've seen.
Yeah. It's like upside down Flintstone car.
Alright. You want to see if we can find something else?
Maybe an honorable mention. Because I think we're about done.
Ugh.
We've been going on for like about over an hour now.
Yeah, let's see if we refresh the page. The history of Cho'Gath's damage output.
That'd be like a 5-second video. Unless it's just a compilation of every single time you hit with him.
Okay, that's a terrible video idea, but I want to get a closer look at this thumbnail. Let's send it. What is going on with that cloud double sword?
He's like backhanding one of the blades, and the other ones he's like holding by like a square thing on the blade itself. Meanwhile, you have bootleg Chrono and some other guy
with shield, with 2 arms holding the shield.
And in the background, you have
bootleg Chrono.
In the background, you have another bootleg Chrono, and Luca almost, well, not almost, but like, it's kind of close. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the other ones.
I don't know what any of those others are. One could maybe be Marl with purple hair and like some sort of weird sash.
I love the guy all the way on the left with a shield on like part of his back, and he's just like throwing a napkin.
I was thinking it was a paper airplane. And then we've got this guy, and then we've got cloud number 2 with his scabbard that doesn't have a sword in it.
Unless the sword's like behind his back and you just don't see it. But it looks
Cloud
more like
number
he's
1
just...
took his sword.
That's probably why he looks kind of slightly pissy.
And are they holding hands?
That could be what's going on.
And then we've got cloud number 3 in the background.
Look at the length of like the part that you, like the hilt of the sword where you hold it.
And then there's like a second hilt. Like there's the hilt where he's holding it in his right hand. Then there's like a tiny little cross guard. Then there's a second hilt, followed by, I guess, another cross guard, and finally the blade.
It's almost like a Zweihander, except like the inner part of the blade that you like would rest on your shoulder is like wrapped up.
And then we've got a girl with a bazooka.
That looks more like a stick. Or not like stick, but like a weird, like, kind of like rebar or something.
Yeah, I was thinking bazooka because of how she's holding it.
And then you have the guy all the way in the back left with one really mangled, screwed up arm on the like back left there, and then like a small arm holding a shuriken, and then the other arm like holding the string of the bow
That he's gonna shoot the shuriken from.
that he's gonna shoot the shuriken from.
And then that weird thing on top of his head. If you look closely at that gray thing on top of the guy's head, and look at the left where there's that like tiny little, almost a point, it makes it look almost like it's some weird stubby-nosed dolphin without any eyes.
It's Echo the dolphin.
Also, the mangled arm looks more like a mangled foot.
This is such a weird... Like, why is it that the bootleg Chrono looks the least fucked up?
I mean, it looks like Chrono for the most part. He's missing the bandana, he's wearing the wrong colors, and he got the Dragon Ball Super treatment done to his arms.
It's not that he got the Dragon Ball Super treatment, though. It's that the other guy took it and grew a third arm.
He assimilated fucking Goku. He assimilated Chrono's muscles into growing a third arm that's coming out of his chest. Meanwhile, his normal arm is infused with his shield. I feel like that's supposed to be somebody, but I can't decide who.
I don't know either.
And what is this laser beam? Wait. Between Chrono's sword arm and his leg, is that some sort of dinosaur in the clouds? Also, is that a fucking penis? Below the laser beam in the...
Yeah, kinda.
You can even see where it gets cut off before it gets to the ball sack.
Makes one wonder if it was like there as a joke and whatever this thing took from. And then like they like, oh no, we gotta scrub it.
Forgot this is YouTube.
At least the versus says versus and not like VSW.
Yeah. Straight up stole it from Street Fighter.
At least it looks okay.
It's a decent image if you knew nothing about these franchises and ignore things like the third arm and double swords.
And had it really tiny as a thumbnail.
Yeah. It looked a little better before enlarging it.
Yeah, even with the double sword guy. You know what would have made that really cool though? If it was actually a giant pair of scissors.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a neat fantasy weapons no one's used.
That'll save it, kinda. But that was for this. Final Fantasy IV versus Chrono Trigger, a gameplay comparison. There's nothing Final Fantasy IV about any of that.
And the only thing Chrono Trigger is bootleg Chrono.
Two of the most iconic JRPGs of all time are put head-to-head in a gameplay comparison that examines their unique approaches to combat, character development, and storytelling. Fans of classic RPGs will enjoy the side-by-side exploration of these beloved titles. I mean, to be fair, I doubt anybody has ever compared Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy IV side-by-side.
I love the fact that they're like iconic JRPG and AI is like cloud. We're like Final Fantasy. I was just like screwing
Final
up.
Fantasy IV.
Yeah. They couldn't think of anything, so I kept making cloud.
Yeah, I more wanted to share the thumbnail more than the topic itself. I'm sorry. This is a thumbnail for that because why?
Diablo. Diablo.
And then this other world that says Diablo on it.
I like how Diablo's almost one-to-one, just the logo just straight up taken. Aside from the bottom one. The bottom one looks like it almost got like the 4 going on, but then kept the colors of the 3.
Yeah, they definitely just took it. But now that is a much better Chrono. I mean, except for the sword.
That, like, I'm surprised you even got sprite art.
It's basically Chrono with the Masamune versus versus everyone's favorite Final Fantasy IV character. Duh.
Weird Zack from Final Fantasy VII.
What is with his left hand?
Oh, at least it has. Wait, no. Unless you count that extra like weird pixel coming out as like another finger. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they both have 6 fingers on each hand for the left one.
But yeah, that's a good chrono for this AI thing.
Except it decided to like modernize it by giving him a cape for some reason.
Well, he has a cape. He has a cape on the box art for Chrono Trigger.
Well, kinda. I thought it was more of a like, since he's in like weather, like cold, and needs like something to, you know, one of those.
Well, yeah, it's like a cloak, but it's kind of like a cloak. But yeah, he has like the cape thing going. But in that artwork, he also has long sleeves, so it's not. So it's only half right for that. I actually have the artwork on my wall, the poster of the box art that came with pre-ordering the DS version back in the day.
The DS version that added a lot of content, but didn't make the game any harder.
Nope.
All right, any more honorable mentions, or you think we're done for now?
I can take a quick look. I mostly just wanted to, and then there's this for the Final Fantasy Chrono Trigger.
Well,
This looks more like Fire Emblem, though.
OJ. Papers owed.
There's a lot to dissect in this one.
I'm not sure what's going on the middle left.
There's a giant hand connected to a face. Yeah, with that, I mostly just wanted to share that first thumbnail because it seemed interesting, and then that became its whole topic. We were supposed to do honorable mentions, but then that got its whole thing, just talking about, just analyzing that thumbnail. Maybe that could be more fun instead of going into the entire thing, just analyzing ridiculous thumbnails.
Analyzing the thumbnails themselves and then like pointing out what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah.
At least you got somewhat sprite artwork.
Yeah, that was neat.
I didn't get anything of the sort.
The Madden curse and its reality.
What?
I'm sorry. Do we have thumbnails for that?
I don't know, do we?
It's trying. I saw another one kind of like this earlier, but I didn't bring it up because we were talking about another one, and then it just didn't seem that interesting, but it brought it up again. Whatever the Madden curse is.
I have a feeling that came up because the DK curse,
Yeah.
but then Madden somehow got put in there.
Why, YouTube? Okay, so we've got the Madden curse, covering a thing involving the NFL, related videos, NHL. But yeah, this isn't very interesting. It's just silly, and the thumbnails are shit. It's really just like a helmet and a football. Joker's impact on game history. with this fantastical cast of characters. This video explores Joker's influential career. There's a thumbnail that just has yogurt spilled all over a game controller. But we've got all these... Come on. Every now and then it just doesn't say or open the freaking image properly in the folder. And I have to close the folder and then reopen it so that we get fantastical, professional grade artwork such as this.
That ghost. That looks more like Kirby, actually, with the extra leg.
We've got the yokai, yokai watch ghost. We've got Mario with weird hat. We've got Mario with a hook shot. We've got Mario as Adventure Time. We've got a security guard. We've got Blue Thing, and we have, I guess, Alex Kidd. We've got a cupcake on a lamppost.
Cupcake on a lamppost.
Okay. It's suggesting a sequel to one of my things. I've done a few Nintendo Switch album videos as suggesting Nintendo Switch album compilation number 6. My last one was number 5. A deep dive into the... Okay, now that could be an interesting video. A deep dive into the DK Curse lore.
A 3-hour essay video on the DK Curse for a gag that probably lasted maybe a fourth of the time.
Yeah, but it became so iconic. And we've got... Here's an honorable mention of... a thumbnail of Jogurt slaying Dark Dragon. Looks more like a bootleg version of the guy from Hero Wars.
And I'm getting oddly Adventure Time in this just from the way things look, kinda.
And why does the dragon have a sword? Is Jogurt Slays Dark Dragon the ultimate Final Fantasy IV run?
Why is Yogurt constantly linked with Final Fantasy IV?
I don't know. There's more stuff on the Madden Curse. Blah, blah, blah.
I know we're done with mine, but I just got one that is funny, but not totally funny. It's the power of friendship in RPGs.
Yeah, it's how you win. Exploring the Rice Cake quest line in Funky Fantasy IV. See, now I'm trying to remember if there was anything in Funky Fantasy IV that had to do with rice cakes.
I think we mentioned rice cakes at some point as a joke that sort of didn't lead into anything.
Related videos, Genshin Impact.
Yep.
Okay. That's probably about it. I don't think we're gonna get anything more interesting or super interesting, but we had some good talking points.
You might as well just end it on this.
Gonna end it on what? Deconstructing the meaning of mazo bombs. Yeah. So the meaning of mazo bombs, in order to deconstruct it, it's like when you ask somebody about something, and they're like, yeah, I know about that, and then you ask them to explain, and all they do is just reiterate what you already said, but with different wording, to try and sound smart, when really they have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
That was amazing timing on Discord, just glitching out there. Because the first, next result I looked at was unintentional comedy and buffering.
There you go. Is dude secretly a paladin? Oh, dude's holy hand grenade. Is he secretly a paladin?
All I can think of now is, I forget, I think it was Spoonie's video for, what game was it? Ultima 7, I think. What's a paladin? And it's the guy that was his best friend's a paladin or whatever, and he just starts freaking out over that. It's how do you not know what a paladin is?
Also, apparently this is dude. Which, to be fair, it's more accurate than our actual Funky Fantasy IV thumbnail we got. Yeah, I'm definitely starting to see a lot of repeats or very similar themes to what we discussed, or at least briefly touched upon.
I got Lunar 2 music that shaped a generation. I'm like, uh-huh.
This is topical. If you take some opinions of modern Mario sports games for their face value. Nintendo Switch Sports, a comedy of errors.
Is the 2DS XL the ultimate retro console?
Not if you want to be able to afford any games for your retro console.
I got one for Chrono Trigger. The untold story of Chrono Trigger's development. I'm not even going to read any of it because all you need to see is this thumbnail that they gave me.
Even they know that he's just Goku.
Did you know that Chrono Trigger almost had a completely different ending?
I could buy that, I guess.
Alright, I think I'm gonna stop my audacity.
Yep. It's about time to end this. Maybe we will do a similar thing at some point in the future. But for now, we end it. Because, yeah, it's been long enough, and the ideas are kind of starting to run dry. Unless we just want very similar, but slightly tweaked ideas. But for now, it is good.
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!